evening. Today we are going to talk about unit multipliers, and those of you who are in chemistry have been doing this already. Unit multipliers and conversions. You guys are going to like this week. It's very straightforward. Okay, unit multipliers and conversions. Basically, we're going to learn to do two things in this lesson. The first one is how to make a unit multiplier, and the second thing is how to multiply your unit multiplier to convert from one unit to another. What we're going to do, first of all, is figure out how to make unit multipliers. So let's say that I wanted to change 7 feet, to yards. Okay? So basically I'm saying 7 feet equals how many yards? Okay? So if I'm trying to change feet to yards, I can do it one of two ways. Now first of all, I want to know that 3 feet equals 1 yard. Okay? So I can either do 3 feet is 1 yard, or I can do 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. Now, what I want you to understand, the reason we call these unit multipliers is because I can multiply something by 3 feet over 1 yard, or I can multiply something by 1 yard over 3 feet, and I'm essentially multiplying it by the number 1. Because this is the same thing as saying like 7 over 7 is equal to 1. Because because 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. So this is the exact same thing. So all I'm going to do is if I take my 3 feet over 1 yard, then I'm going to look at, okay, I want to change 7 feet, and I want to multiply it by one of these unit multipliers. And the way I decide which unit multiplier I'm going to use is I want to cancel the feet. I want the feet to cancel out and leave the yards behind. So I'm going to put, if I want to convert feet to yards, feet is going to go in the denominator. So I have here that 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. Okay? 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. This is my unit multiplier. It is equal to 1. And I chose the unit multiplier with the feet in the denominator because I want to cancel feet. So now when I do it, I have the feet cancel, right? And I get 7/3 of a yard, or I could say that is 2 1/3 yard, or 2.33 yard if they specify. Okay. So I'm going to do a couple more of these. This is pretty straightforward, and then we're going to talk about metric. You should have, hopefully, in the back of your book, gotten a sheet that has like all of your conversions between like centimeters and inches, inches to centimeters, and whatnot. And so you can look and make sure you have that form. If not, I may make a copy of a chart and just send it when I send out the homework just in case, so that if you misplaced it, you have no excuse to not do your homework. Okay, so I'm going to erase this, and we're going to try another one. Let's say that I was going to take and convert 42 kilometers to, we'll say, meters. Okay? So I have two different unit multipliers. I have 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters, or I have 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer. Because I want to eliminate the kilometer, right, and end up with meters, I'm going to choose the one with the kilometer in the denominator, because I want the denominator so it will cancel. So I have 42 kilometers, right? over 1 times, and then I'm going to put the kilometers in the bottom. 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. This is my unit multiplier, right? Because that thing is equal to 1. Kilometers go in the denominator because that's what I want to cancel, right? So my kilometers are going to cancel. I'm going to be left with meters as my leftover unit, and I get 42,000 meters. So 42 kilometers is equal to 42,000 meters. Okay, pretty straightforward. All right, I want to talk for just a minute about using units that are squared or cubed, because let's say that I wanted to do, I wanted to say 4 square yards and convert it to square feet. Okay, it is very tempting to take and multiply this by 3, but we have to remember that these are square yards. So what I'm saying is, this is 4 square yards. We'll do 2 by 2, that's easier, because that will give us 4 square yards. Okay, here we go. This is 4 square yards, right? But if I take my 4 square yards, okay, and I'm going to break it into feet, because remember that there's 3 foot in a yard. Okay, so I'm going to take and break this, and then I'm going to take and break this side. Okay, my 4 square yards becomes a lot more than 12 square feet. I end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 36. So the way we do this is, first of all, of course, I have my unit multipliers. I either have 1 yard is equal to 3 feet, or I have 3 feet is equal to 1 yard, right? And because I want to get rid of the yards, I'm going to choose the one with the yards in the denominator. So I'm going to go, use this one. So now I have 4, I'm going to write it as yards squared, right? And then what I have to do is, I'm going to have to do it twice because I have yards times yards. So I have 3 feet is 1 yard, and I have 3 feet is 1 yard. Okay? This way, when I cancel the yards twice. So because it's done in square units, I have to use my unit multiplier 2 times in order to cancel out my yards. Now I get 4 times 3 times 3, which 4 times 3 is 12 times 3 is 36. And I have foot times foot, so it converts it into feet squared. If I have something in cubic units, I won't try to draw it, but you essentially have to do the same thing. You have to do it 3 times, because if I have, say, centimeters to the 3rd power, then I have to eliminate centimeters and centimeters and centimeters again in order to convert it. So when I'm doing this, I always have to look at the units and pay attention to whether the units are square units, single units, or whether they're cubic units. Because if we're talking about those, we actually have to do our unit multiplier that many times. Okay, hang on one sec. The only one that I think we need to make sure and do is, okay, so let's look at changing like 8 kilograms to pounds. Okay, so I'm going to change 8 kilograms to pounds. Now when I change kilograms to pounds, that's not something that's intrinsically obvious. So you're going to want to look at your chart and figure out how many kilograms there are in a pound or how many pounds there are in a kilogram. Okay? So 1 kilogram is actually equal to 2.2 pounds. Okay? So that means, right, that my unit multiplier can either be a kilogram over 2.2 pounds or 2.2 pounds over 1 kilogram. Because I want my kilogram to cancel, I'm going to put kilograms on the bottom because I want the kilogram units to cancel out. Then I'm going to fill in, let's see, I had 1 kilogram is equal to 2.2 pounds. So my kilograms cancel and I get 2.2 times 8. There we go. So I'm going to get that 8 kilograms is equal to 17 6/10 of a pound. Okay? Okay. That is really all there is to the lesson this week. It is not horribly complicated. It's a great one. If we had to have a snow day, it's a good one. It's not like trying to do the quadratic equation or Pascal's triangle or something equally as exciting and complicated that we've had to do this time. So, I hope you all have a fantastic week. I am looking forward to everyone returning on Thursday, and talk to you soon. Goodbye.